Hi everyone, it's been about a month since League was released, and there's about a month left until it ends. Now, I've more or less stopped playing the League, but I wanted to make a little record of what I achieved and what I got in terms of items, and I have two accounts. I played a Major on Kandarin, Zaire, and Desert, a very standard, very easygoing account, and I played a Melee using Berserker and Executioner's Axe, which I didn't take on the main account. So I'm going to run through each account real quick and show you guys what I got up to during the League. So the first interesting thing is that I didn't get any pets. I think I got a dupe Skatizo, but I already had it, I think. And the Nibbler is from the previous League where I grinded it out. So on this account I took, as you can see, Trickster, Fairy's Flight, Fire Sail, Superior Sorcerer, Bloodthirsty Ruinous Powers, Soul Stealer, and Guardian. I've been asked 1,000 times, do I regret any relics? And the answer is really no for both accounts. I will say that Ruinous Powers probably wasn't as strong as I had quite expected it, but the alternative was really farming, and I wasn't really planning on playing for more than a couple of weeks. So Ruinous Powers felt pretty good, and it works well with magic, especially the defense-reducing prayers. Soul Stealer is a bit of a strange choice, but my thought process here was that I want to have a really easy time, and I really don't want to make potions. I don't want to have anything to do with it. And the great thing is on a Major, you get a heart, and then after you get a heart, you basically just use that. You don't need super combat upkeep, you don't need super set upkeep, and throughout the entirety of this account, which I played for about 2 weeks, I made 30 prayer pots, and that's it. That's all I did. And I got those drops from raids anyway, so I had to pick up 30 snake grass, and that sustained me all the way through until the end of my time here. I also took Guardian, as I thought it was good for covering weaknesses, and I still think Guardian plays very well to the entire build, especially for Toa. I think I did Guardian T8, then I farmed Toa for a Shadow, then I went to Chambers, something like that. And as you can see, if you saw the previous video, or if you saw any of the tweets, you'll know that I had some insane luck, and I more or less finished Max Mage 6 days into the League. I think I might have had one Ancestral piece to pick up on the 7th day, and I've got dupes, I've even got a Twisted Kit. But yeah, I went kind of crazy in terms of hours and everything. Did the good old strat of play harder instead of smarter, and I got myself, well, pretty decked out. I think this is more or less close to Max Mage. Oh, I got a Torn Bracelet as well. Here we go. There it is. And I got this set up in 6 days. Pretty insane. The sustain on Soul Stealer works really well with Shadow. It's not as good as on Trident, but it works really well. And outside of that, I picked up a lot of really big ticket stuffs. So if I take out everything here, well, anything decent at least. Let's see, got the Infernal. I did 3 capes, I thought I did 2, but okay. And yeah, I more or less finished all the uniques from Chambers and Toa that were relevant. I even picked up an Abyssal Dagger, 1 KC on side, which was pretty cool. And I think that's more or less everything that's big ticket out the bank. I'll get one more thing for a nice little screeny, I guess. What's valuable in here? I got an Ankat, I got a ward. Oh, I'll take a ward out. There we go. So this was yeah, pretty insane overall as far as items go. My logs on the main account look like this, which is really cool. Chambers is yeah, double set ancestral. I am missing Kodai and I am missing claws, and I wanted to originally go for them, but the reality is they don't really save me time anywhere. Claws would be good for Akka Final Phase, and Kodai good for Ice Demon. But again, very, very minimal time saves overall. So pretty lucky to have no mega rare dupes. I got really lucky on Ancestral. I have a collection of DCBs, DHCBs, but overall pretty insane completion for Chambers. And then if you think this is insane, then check this one out. Yeah. So I did legit 20-something KC, and by 15 KC I think I already had everything. So I had full Masuri as my first 4 purples, I think. Which was really funny. And then I ended up getting only just the 1 Fang and then the 1 Shadow. So good League's RNG, and probably some of the best out of anyone else I saw, at least to start the League. But after that I picked up Heart really quickly, got Infernal done, and the result is what you see here. Pretty stacked inventory. Also Bulwark, super cool. I wasn't the first to complete this. I think Behemoth said I was not. But I was the first person to put it on a Bulwark, which is kind of cool, but not really the same achievement. But who cares? Just a bit of fun. That's the main account, and this is the alt account. So you may not have seen me play this too much, and I didn't make any videos on it as far. It was mostly a stream thing. And I played this account for about 10 days. This account was a melee build. that went Ascania and Mauritania, and I picked one weird region. Oh yeah, Turanwin. I picked Turanwin as a melee, which is very rare, and I only heard of another 4 or 5 people doing it in the first place. My relics were Trickster, just wanting that super fast XP and that's very early start yet again. And I used Trickster effectively in Prif as well, very good at elves. Fairy's Flight, just stronger than Globetrotter, I think, unless you take Wildy apparently. And Fire Cell again to boost things along the road. This time I took Melee Relic, and then Infernal Gathering, which was an interesting choice. And I didn't really use it all that much, as far as like the 3 items go. But honestly, as far as any skilling I did, it was really, really nice. Very fun to use, very, very good pick overall, quite underrated. Ruinous Powers yet again, and this was because I didn't take Kandarin, so as a melee, if I didn't take Ruinous, I wouldn't be able to have a good offensive prayer. And then Berserker, which I thought would be a more like fun, you know, gung-ho build. Executioner as well, and that's because for Tob, and especially solo Tob, it only scales to 3 people, so Executioner's Axe just has a bit of an edge if you're doing low-scaled Tob, and you can chop off like 3 times the HP you normally would. So the XP drops on that were kind of insane, and I got like 30 mil range purely executing stuff. Yeah, pretty insane. As far as the gear goes, the first thing you see is this bad boy, so I don't know how much KC I have, I'll have a look. I don't have a scythe, by the way, I don't have a scythe. I have a rapier, 2 Sangstaffs, 2-piece Justy, and an Avernic. And I'll explain why I didn't go for scythe later on, but I do have a dust. And this is not a boosted item as far as I'm aware, so I just got really lucky. It is a shame, like, even if I had a pet to put it on, your dusted pets don't carry over leagues currently, although they might change it in the future. It's just a thing where they like can't allow it to happen. Otherwise, you won't get the achievement, perhaps, or something like that. But I did pick up a dust, so kind of cool. This guy is the star of the account, the Leaf-Bladed Battle Axe. This is a 5-tick weapon in the main game. Drops from Kurrusk, so you need either Fremennik or you need Turanwin to get it. And this guy has 92 strength bonus. For comparison, let me take out a rapier. For comparison, a rapier literally has 97 strength bonus with Avernic on. So this guy is usable with Avernic and gets even more strength bonus. It's actually +3 strength bonus over rapier, which is insane to think about. So this guy is like second best to Scythe, and just a really insane pickup for a melee build. And it's nowhere near as good as Scythe actually is, but it is, again, second best. So we picked up some interesting stuff. Doing Bandos Recall Method, very fun. Dragon Halberd, a pickup you can get from Turanwin. Unfortunately, you can't get Crystal Halberd, you need Kandarin for that. But I did get to pick up the Dragon Halberd. Really, really good spec weapon. I was able to hit over 300 quite comfortably if I procced on the melee relic. As for Berserker, and I think a Crystal Halberd, if you could get it, could hit close to 400 and maybe even 500 if you had like a perfect roll, but quite rare. So we have the Avernic, we got tons of Blood Shards, Blood Fury, Regular Fury, and we were using these to swap between, to make sure my HP was like fairly low but not too low. I got a Slayer Helm, I got my Serp from Zora. Zora was very nice to me, I didn't do too much KC and got both the Serp and the Pipe, along with like 3 Onyxes I think, but really, really nice. I finished Bandos in its entirety. I was gonna get Prims, I got 91 Slayer, and then I spent like 1,000 points skipping and didn't get Hellhounds, so I just ended up not doing it. We got the Rapier, we got the Tazarket M, this guy's like a little dinky little thing, but very good for Nightmare. Got the Infernal, and I got the Inferno using Bofa, which I grinded from CG. Now the melee relic for CG is insane, and of course it takes your weapon to a 2-tick. So a 5-tick smack to a 2-tick is really nice to begin with. And then Berserker on top of that means you one-shot everything in the prep. And then on top of that, I get Executioner's Axe, which basically counts as a weapon for 5 to 1. So I have to make 2 staffs, 1 melee weapon and one mage weapon. And I just make like a T3 melee and a T1 mage, and I have the axe, which is 2-tick. So I have one 4-tick weapon and 2 2-tick weapons. With an emphasis on melee. It's insane. So the gauntlets were super fast. I might TP over and show some of my times, because I think I got some really, really fast times. I've got some Peg Crystal over here. Yeah, I forgot I got that. I got a Peg Crystal, I didn't get the Prims. I got a Dark Bow, I got a Sangstaff, Justy pieces. What else do I have? I think that's nearly it. There's not much else that I really got on the account that was like massive. Yeah, some various stuffs. I'll take out a few of these things to fill up the slots. Some armor seeds, you know. So I got a whole. Oh, I guess I can take out the Bandos boots. Technically, a unique. So this account had a very different run through from my main account. Different regions entirely. Some similar early relics, and then entirely different Berserker and Executioner, so T7 and T8. This build was super fun. I think Scythe would have made it really interesting, but my rationale on not grinding for Scythe is that even with the increase, it would be like a 10+ hour grind to get a Scythe on average. But if I go dry, I go really dry, and it's just a bad time. So main game has been quite appealing to me, and we've been back doing the TOAs on main game. This is my board, so I had just a couple of regular completions with a best time of just under 2 minutes, which is very, very fast, and CG time in just under 3 minutes, which is, again, very, very fast. So I think the perfect build for Gauntlet would be something like a mage build, because you get the Executioner's Axe for the 2-tick, and then you get the staff, which I think is just like a bit easier because you can punch. So you have to make one T3 mage weapon, and then you can punch, or you can use your axe to change it for the 5-to-1. So that would be slightly faster, but this is still some pretty quick times for Gauntlet. But yeah, got super kitted, got the Inferno, looking very, very nice, and overall had a really nice set of gear to work with. Shame I didn't get the Justy, would have been a big Giga Chad, but never lucky. Still, very fun accounts, and looking forward to the next league. My total points that I ended on, just under 30k on this account, and on my main account, I ended just under, let's have a look, just over 31,000 points. So in total, about 60k between them. Played for about just under 2 weeks total, I think, for the entirety of both accounts. Went very hard early on this guy, and then the other account kind of trundled along until it got T8. And I believe I've done all the 6 jads on both accounts, except the melee is a really tough time doing the 7th challenge until I get a Bulwark, but not planning on it, so we're going to end it off there. But that's my league, so looking forward to next time. Don't know what to spend the points on yet, but I think pipe kits are a pretty good bet. Need to check the wiki to see how much money I make, or just hold on to them, either way. But yeah, also on League, we're not quite done. There's one more event left, and that is going to be a 100-man challenge mode raid. If you're interested, I'm hosting via my Discord, and I'll be streaming it on this Sunday coming. That's going to be the 17th of December. So if you are around or interested, or you know someone who has chambers on the League and is going to be around, 5 PM GMT is the time, and I'll put some announcements and notices out on Twitter or on Discord, wherever it may be. But and I'll put something down in the pinned chat message as well. So keep an eye out for the 100-man CM. It's going to be kind of insane, because the likes of Ulm is going to one-shot you no matter what your HP is. Tecton can hit like 300, 400, something ridiculous. So don't expect to survive, don't expect purples, but I'm going to set it up in a few days, so look out for that one. But otherwise, that's my league. So see you guys next time.